Hey everyone, it's Kaycienikole, and today I'm going to take you through a breath meditation practice. But the objective for this is to calm the mind, to become a little more grounded, more centered and focused. And from that space, we're going to really emphasize the opening of our heart chakras, opening up that heart-centered space to feel more connected. And then we're also going to open up into the third eye, opening up that space of intuitive knowing, connection, imagination. And we're going to strengthen those two centers here in this practice to hopefully leave you feeling more open and ready for whatever comes next. So first things first, let's find a comfortable seated position. If you have blocks, maybe you want to sit up onto blocks or prop them underneath the knees or add some extra cushion for support. Overall, you just want to get nice and comfortable. So from that comfortable space, we're going to work on balancing the hemispheres of the brain through what's called bilateral stimulation. It's being able to awaken one side and then the other until there's this harmonious balance where the mind kind of falls into a space of ease. So through this, we're going to go through a technique called the butterfly hug. It's a form of that bilateral stimulation. So you're going to cross your hands and just hook your thumbs. I personally like to take the right hand on top, but feel free to do whatever feels most natural for you. Now, as you hook through the thumbs, you're just going to rest the hands over the top of your chest. Okay. And all we're going to do is we're going to focus on a tapping of the fingers back and forth. Now, we're not moving super fast because the speed that you choose, your breath is going to follow. So we don't want to breathe super fast. We want to breathe slow and intentional. So when we slow down the breath, we want the movements to also match that pace. So we feel it's reinforcing that calm, centered expression of whatever it is that we're doing. So let's go ahead and cross the hands, hook the thumbs, rest over the chest, close your eyes, and just relax your breath. In and out of your nose, nice and slow. And as you do, I want you to focus on your belly. The belly rises and the belly falls with each breath, expanding from the belly to the lower back, around the lower sides. Slow, steady breath. Now, once you find a calmness in your breath, now we can start to activate that butterfly hug, that bilateral stimulation by just tapping one side and then the other. Find a rhythm that feels slow, easy, and rhythmic. Something that doesn't require any force, any effort, just an ease, a gentle tapping back and forth. Slow, controlled breaths in and out of your nose, breathing into the belly, feeling it circulate that energy throughout, and that tapping back and forth. It does require a little bit of that mental focus and clarity, just enough to keep the mind centered, relaxed away from any other distraction, but not enough that it's going to require much effort at all. Find the ease, the softness, that gentle rhythm, breathing in, breathing out, the belly rises, the belly falls, and just feel the mind start to feel a little more relaxed. Feel the nervous system start to relax. The lungs, although still breathing in and out, filling up and releasing. Think about using minimal effort, only what's required, letting everything else go. Soft, tender. All the muscles in the face start to soften. And just take a few more here. Anchoring into presence. Heart rate slows down. Let's take 2 more breaths. Now let the tapping pause, still resting the hand, and just feel the breath expanding through the belly, through the back, and releasing gently. Easy rhythm. And just feel that energy moving through the body, almost like a tingling throughout, an inner vibration radiating throughout your body. Now we're going to start to use some of this cultivated energy to connect. So let your hands release away from your chest. And on your left hand, find your pointer finger and middle finger. Bring them to touch. And then bring the tips of your fingers to your heart center, right over your heart. Feel the gentleness of your breath. Still breathing in and out of your nose, expanding and releasing through the lower part of your torso. And just feel your heart here. All the energy of that heart center, whether it feels light and expansive or if it feels a little heavy and dense, no matter. As the fingers touch onto the heart, imagine that your fingers could help to awaken that heart center. Your fingers are tapping in and awakening that space. Now, the opposite. Now I want you to visualize that your heart is now reaching out. It's extending out from the center of your chest and it's reaching out to touch your fingertips. Feel that heart center open as the energy extends out, reaches for your fingers, and still feel the steadiness of your breath. That heart chakra has to fully open to extend out and reach. So as it opens, as it touches the tips of your fingers, extend your fingers about 2 inches away from your heart. Pulling and reaching that energy out from the heart center out. And then flip the fingertips so they're facing forward and imagine pushing that energy out into the space in front of you and then just release your left hand. Feel that energy within, reaching out from the heart in all directions, extending, touching into all the spaces that surround you. Heart is fully open. Now, take those left fingers again, and this time bring them up to your third eye point, the center of your forehead. Maybe give it a little movement, a little touch over that space to just imagine clearing open, awakening that space, tapping in, and then let them become more still. Still breathing in and out of the nose. The heart is still open and extending out. Now, from that space, same steps. Imagine where the fingers are touching in, that they could reach in and begin to awaken through that pineal gland. Think about waking up that third eye, that inner knowing, your intuition, that connection to everything. And as the fingertips reach in and touch into this space, feel that connection. Feel that inner knowing, that strength of our imagination and intuition beginning to grow as it feels touch. And then as it does now, feel that center reaching out to touch your fingertips. That knowing extends out, reaching into the tips of your fingers. And as that third eye opens, unclench the muscles of your face, relax your eyebrow. And then feel the fingers pull a couple inches away from the forehead. The energy continues to extend out to the fingertips. Third eye fully opening, fully reaching, extending. Flip the fingertips forward and then slowly extend the energy out into the space. Push it out. And then let your left hand relax back onto your lap. Slow breath in and out of your nose. Slowly expanding belly, low back, and releasing. The heart continues to reach out. Your third eye center continues to extend out. to connect to all that surrounds you. Knowing that as we step back into our day-to-day life, we step forward with our hearts open, with our minds open, seeking to connect, to understand, to have more compassion, more awareness. Draw your hands together, heart center. Set an intention to guide you from this moment forward. Anything of your choosing, let it be intuitively led. The first thing that pops up. If you would like to continue sitting here, continuing to connect to those centers, extending out, feel free to stay. If you want to come back into that butterfly hug, that bilateral stimulation, come back into it. Otherwise, we're going to close out together here. Exhale, let everything empty. And as you breathe through the nose, fill up your belly, low back. Then let it rise up into your heart space, all the way up into your third eye. Feel the energy extending out and nourishing from within. Open up your mouth, let it out. One more time. Slow breath in from the bottom to the top, reaching through those centers, extending out into the spaces around you. Once you reach the top of the breath, intentionally through the nose this time, exhale, melt the breath out from top back down to the bottom. One more time on your own. Energy rises, extends out and connects. And then anything that no longer serves you, just feel it melt out on your exhale. More calm, more centered, more grounded, more loving, more knowing. Thank yourself for taking the time to be here in your practice. And thank you so much for allowing me to guide you today. Open your eyes when you're ready. I love incorporating breath with meditation. I love incorporating that chakra connection through the meditations, being able to open up and feel those centers fully awaken to the spaces around you. Now, when you open up those chakras, you're going to feel your heart is radiating out. So stay in that loving space and recognize when things come up that want to block those centers. Choose to move through, to release. And if you need to at any point throughout your day, just come back in. It doesn't take long to tap into this practice, but can make a world of difference. So I'd love to hear your experience. Feel free to share it in the comments, share with a friend. And if you're ever in the Modesto, California area, be sure to check out Elevate Community Yoga Studio. Lovely space. Very grateful to be here today. Otherwise, I'm looking forward to practicing with you again soon. Thanks so much.